I know sometimes that they're just casual moviegoers out there, but I think at some point you need to see who the director is, check out their past work, and see if it will correlate with the type of movie you are looking for. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Rebel Ridge. So what's about? Pretty simple premise. You have a guy who was in the Marine Corps. He's trying to go into this one town to bail out his cousin. However, corrupt cops stole the money, and he's patient, he's methodical, and he's like, I just want the money to save my cousin. I just want the money to save my cousin. And of course, shenanigans ensues. Other people get hurt to try to figure out what is happening in this small Louisiana town. And it finally blows up to something where violence is needed, but killing isn't. And I think that's very interesting that premise decided to do. Actually, I just watched 2 movies recently that did that. This is more serious, but there's also Jackpot, and we'll discuss Jackpot in another review. But this one, if you didn't know the director, he did Blue Lagoon, Blue River, if I'm not mistaken, if I could see it, Blue Ruin, sorry. And he also did Green Room, which Green Room is so damn good. If you haven't seen Green Room, like, to me, that's his superior film overall for all 3 of them. But this is something that I really enjoyed. It was grounded. It felt realistic. It wasn't nothing bombastic. It was, okay, this guy had training for 4-ish years. He even says in the movie, I haven't really used his training outside of training. So it's just so damn good of what the writing is. To me, it's the writing. Maybe I'm just baffled on just like how movies aren't made like this anymore. How this isn't lazy. I'm not saying all movies are lazy, but it does feel like in nowadays where it's like the director shoots the film that's not their script, and then they go, oh, second unit director could do this. Oh, this could be done in post and stuff like that. This doesn't feel that way because this director, he writes his own stuff, he directs his own stuff, and it feels like he takes time in the process. Like he isn't a churn factory to grab and go, which with some directors you kind of wish they would make more films because they're so much fun to watch. And this is one of them. And this is one where I'm going to talk about what I've read because IMDb versus Rotten Tomato user scores with the people that are actually typing stuff out is very odd. Rotten Tomatoes is saying horrible acting, slow, etc., while IMDb is like more 7 and 10 saying, I like this movie, this is my type of revenge film. I'm more leaning towards IMDb. I don't understand how the acting was bad in this film. Don't understand that. Slow. Yes, you could say it's a 2 hours and like 8-minute film. So more like 2:05, because, Netflix has a crap ton of credits. No, I didn't feel the slowness at all. So that's where I'm saying for my intro, know the director, know their style of movies. It's like you're not going to go into like a Terrence Malick movie and be like, what is this? So that kind of frustrates me. Or you're not going to go into a Michael Bay movie looking for a fucking, I don't know, something that's like slow burn. You're not going to get that. So anyway, the setting, Louisiana. Is it filmed in Louisiana? I don't know, but I could have sworn it probably was. The acting, the action set piece. And I think that what puts this movie apart is how it's shot, filmed, one takes, and there's no deaths. And people are thinking, wait, but is this a movie about revenge and everything like that? It is. And people are like, okay, then why aren't there more cops involved? You got to watch the movie to realize that because it correlates with the story of what is happening in this small town and who is actually behind the rotten seed and who will say, you know what, enough is enough, and who will be like, nah, I want all the dirt and I want everything to be fuckery in this town. John Johnson's also in this. I need to get the main guy's actor's name because it would be a disgrace to not get it. Aaron Pierre, if I'm saying that right, he took the training and he tenfold. He listened to instructors. He listened to whoever was behind the scenes telling him what to do, and he killed the freaking part. So I don't understand where some people are like, oh, it's such bad acting. No, you high on crack cocaine in this movie. The story, methodical. The action, methodical. The overall look of the movie, methodical. And you're probably thinking, Chase, you're going to give this a 10 out of 10. I am not. The reason is the ending was underwhelming. Not the action set piece, but just how it ended, and it just felt like it was almost quote unquote too perfect of who decided to switch sides at the very end. And just some things were left undetermined or unconcluded. For example, there's this one cop which you're like, okay, what's going to happen to them? Then you have the hard drives, which you're thinking, so are they ever going to be used again? Um, and you know what I mean when you watch the movie. But there's also other characters where you're just like, does it just stop and nothing's going to work out for them? Because there's also a backstory with a Chinese restaurant. And I'm just thinking, what's going to happen with them? Because let's just say all that money got stolen and you're going to light the fire from other funds. I would think that you would want to correlate it and give it to this restaurant who really tried to help you. So there were some things like that where I was just like, we're not closing the loop for a lot of things, in my opinion. And it is what it is. But when the credits did roll, I was just like, oh, what about that? What about that person? What about that person? What about that person's child? How are they going to get out of this? And yeah, I understand why, because it would have been an extra 15 minutes and people probably would have hated it. But me, I would have liked a little bit more closure on that realm. But overall, Rebel Ridge, if you're looking for a good, methodically action story that is serious, that takes its time, and wants to prove a point, Rebel Ridge is for you. So Rebel Ridge will receive a 4.5 out of 5 with Futon. So it goes at 90%. So see the critics and user scores gave this one. Critics, 95% with 58 of them. Audience score 79% with over 100. Critic consensus, an intelligent and gripping violent vehicle for Aaron Pierre's star-making performance. Rebel Ridge lays down the law on its action, thriller, contemporaries. So this director, like I said, he did Green Room as well as, Blue Ruin, Green Room, Hold the Dark, and Rebel Ridge. Okay, Hold the Dark. I think I actually saw Hold the Dark, and I was not a fan of that one. Yes, I do remember Hold the Dark. To me, that one didn't do it for me. That, of course, is his weakest film, hands down. To me, it's still Green Room. I freaking loved Green Room. That was weird. How was it? No, Chase. Sneezes aren't weird. Anyway, 95, 78, 90. Chase Leak here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Want another thing, Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Can watch the tape tomorrow, week from month, and a year from every single freaking one of you. And yeah, I really dug this film.